Right, it's time to get back at the Sky Ranger. I've been putting it off for much too long. So the next process which I have to do, I still have to put the coverings back on the elevator and the stabilizer. You see if they did the fin and the rudder, so that's all done. The problem I had with the stabilizer and the rudder was there's a bit of damage here. Let me just bring you in there. There's quite a bit of damage there from when the aircraft fell. Only the one side. That one's a little bit worse. So that needs to be repaired. And in order to repair that, I bought this stuff. This is Dacron. Dacron is used for covering airplanes. This one has got a sticky side to it. This is the sticky side. You peel it off and then basically you just stick it in there and make a patch for it. So apparently it works very well. I will be attempting it on this one first. I will turn it inside out, put a patch on the inside, then put it back correctly and a patch on the outside, and then we close it up. So let's see how it works. Right, I've turned it inside out, and what a job that was. It was actually quite hard work. You can see there's lots of points here. Fortunately nothing's bad in this specific piece. It's just little here and there spots. So yeah, I will stick that stuff on there and we see how well it works. Okay, let's get to that. Let's see how that works. So first thing will be I need to clean this properly for that Dacron to stick properly on there. It's just paint cleaner actually that I'm using. I think it would work just fine if it's good enough for cleaning, pre-cleaning surfaces when you paint. It should be good enough for this. So it's interesting to see that's a piece of that's already a piece of Dacron that's stuck around this. This is an access for a bolt that when you assemble it. So they also put a piece of Dacron around there to give it strength. That side done. Right. So my plan is just example of a piece of paper. I'm going to cut a fairly big, large piece of Dacron to patch it. And then as you can see, it's actually got a seam here. So I don't want to run it up to the seam. I'm going to go all the way and then I will fold it over. So in other words, I will run it to the end like that. And once I've got it on, then I will fold it over. Obviously, I'll probably do a strip here for this, and then maybe a little corner piece, and then another piece over here. So let me cut out the Dacron to the sizes I need. So I think I'll cut a piece that's 25 wide, and I'll go about 15. So, well, that would actually make a start over here. So let's cut that. Right, so that's patch number 1. I don't want corners on anything here, so I'm going to round them all off. The simple reason being is the corners just peels up easier if it should start, and you don't want that. So just rounding them off gives less chance of that thing. I'm just freehanding it. There's no need for anything fancy. There's also a little bit of an edge here that I don't want, and another one. Right, so let's see how this goes. I'm still trying to figure out exactly what's the best way to do it. I think the best would actually be to do exactly that. Remove the sticky stuff. We'll place the rotor on here, and then I will fold that over in that way. So, here goes nothing. So that's the Dacron. You can actually, it becomes pretty translucent as soon as I've pulled that off. Dacron is actually a, for those of you that are not familiar with it, it's a woven fabric. It actually was very commonly used for aircraft wing coverings and that, and sailboats also used the stuff for their sails and so on. So a very strong, good material. So I've got that stuck there. I think I will push this down like that. So there I've got the pattern. The only thing that makes Dacron hard to work with is it's not at all flexible. So you can't stretch it at all. It's very, I don't know what the right word for it would be. It's not flexible, so yeah, that makes it a bit difficult, especially here where I'm going to leave the corner just now. But I think the next piece I will do is over here. We'll go through that piece and do a little patch over there. This is a very easy piece. I'll probably go from about here to here. Right. Once again, let's measure it. We'll go about 18. 18 by 10. Same story, I'm going to cut the corners off. And right, let's okay. Now for the corner. I think for the corner, I'm pretty much, because the damage is over there, the damage is over here, so I'm pretty much going to take a little patch like this. I will put it on there and I'll cut slots with the scissors and fold them over. The damage is not on the other side. There's no damage here. So I think if I can just get it on here, then that will work. So let's try that. Once again, I will measure the size that I need. I think 10 by 10 will be suitable. As I've been doing, I will cut the corners off. And this time, in order to help me, I will use a piece of old backing page so I can stick this down on here and cut it as I need to. That would work better. The stuff is actually pretty gooey. I think it's over time actually hardens and it sticks even more. Well, that actually came out very well. I'm quite well pleased with that. Last part is here. We've got the little tag thing. I will just use a piece of thin strip as the tag is and just stick a little thin strip right over that. Right, this concludes the inside of this wing, so, or this envelope. So I'm not going to touch anything here now. I'm going to let it all sit. It needs to dry. I will tackle the next. This is the elevator, so I will do the stabilizer next. Right, so this is the stabilizer part now. Unfortunately, this part actually tore quite ugly, especially now that I've turned it inside out. I see how bad it is all the way along here, over here, and the entire seam section's loose. But it is the very tip of it, so my piece told me that it should be fine. I think over here I'm going to make one piece of Dacron that just covers the entire section here on the inside. I'll do the same as I did with the other side. I will stick a big piece here, and then I will just trim it with the scissors here accordingly and fold it over as I feel necessary and fit to do so. Right, first thing, once again, I need to actually wipe it, and I should have wiped it before sticking masking tape on there, so that means I have to pull the masking tape off and redo it. But we'll start this to the back. So that's the fin for the stabilizer. That's the frame, and then obviously I've got this one covering here that's going to go over. So when I did the rudder ones, I very quickly realized that actually that covering pulls on here quite difficult, so I've got a little bit of a soapy solution in here. I'm going to spray it in the frame, and then the covering will hopefully slip on there much easier. So let's see how it goes. I'm not going to video record this. I have recorded it, however I do it on the other part, so if you want to see it being laced up, go back to one of my previous videos and you will see as I lace up bits and pieces. Right, so I have done the three tail sections, so the let's see, here we go. There's two of these sections. That's the elevators, and the one stabilizer I've done as well, all covered. Now I need to do the last stabilizer. This is where I stuck the big patch on. You can still see it over there. I need to turn this thing inside out, and then I can complete this one. I've turned it inside out now, or shall I say the correct way around again now. So let's get about sticking a patch in here. Once I've got a patch in here, then I can put a frame in there. Well, that appears to be it. To put the frame back in there, so I'll bring you back after I've got the frame in there. Okay, so I've got this one complete as well. The frame's in there. Nice and firm. Patch seems to be holding very nicely too, so I'm happy with that. Yeah, let's hope it's all acceptable.